Welcome to English Together, where confidence grows one conversation at a time. I'm Melissa, and today we're going to answer one of the biggest questions English learners ask. Have you ever studied English for months or even years, opened a textbook, understood almost everything you read, and listened to two native speakers talking, only to wonder, what language are they speaking? Maybe you recognized a few words, maybe you recognized almost every word, but somehow you still couldn't understand the sentence. If that's happened to you, I have some good news. It doesn't mean your English is bad. It doesn't mean you're a poor listener. And it definitely doesn't mean you have to start over. It simply means you've learned one version of English while listening to another. Today, I'm going to explain why that happens. And once you understand it, I think you'll feel much more confident the next time English sounds impossible to understand. Let's start with your textbook. Textbooks have a very important job. They teach vocabulary, they teach grammar, they teach sentence structure. And because they're teaching, they present English very clearly. Words are separated. Every sentence is complete. Every sound is carefully pronounced. Imagine your textbook says, "What are you going to do today?" Every word is written clearly. Every word has its own space. Your teacher probably pronounced each word carefully. Now, let's listen to what many native speakers actually say. What you gonna do today? Or maybe even, what you gonna do today? Did you hear every word? Probably not, because native speakers aren't trying to speak like a textbook. We're trying to communicate as easily and efficiently as possible. That's something our mouths naturally do. Let's look at another example. Your textbook says, "Did you eat?" Many native speakers say something that sounds much closer to, "Did you eat yet?" At first, learners think, I don't know that phrase. But you do. You already know every single word. They're simply being pronounced differently because the sounds have blended together. This is called connected speech. Instead of treating every word like a separate piece, English connects words together into one smooth stream of sound. Think about driving on a highway. A textbook is like driving through a city. You stop at every traffic light. Everything is separated. Real conversation is like driving on a highway. The movement is smooth. The words flow into one another. That's why listening feels different from reading. Now here's something many learners don't realize. Native speakers don't actually hear every individual sound either. Our brain, it recognizes patterns. When someone says, "What you doing?" I'm not consciously thinking, I heard the sounds, "What are you?" My brain immediately recognizes the pattern. It's almost like recognizing someone's face. You don't study every detail before you know who they are. Your brain recognizes the whole picture almost instantly. Listening works the same way. That's why listening gets easier with experience. You're not training your ears. You're training your brain to recognize patterns more quickly. Now, let's talk about another reason native speakers sound different. We reduce words. Think about the word "to." In careful speech, we might say, "I'm going to the store." But in everyday conversation, it often becomes, "I'm gonna go to the store." Or "I'm gonna go, to the store." "I'm going to the store." Tiny words become softer because they aren't carrying the important meaning. The important words stay stronger. Listen to these two sentences. I want to go to the store. Notice how the words want and go and store naturally stand out. The little words, they become quieter. That's part of the rhythm of English. And the rhythm is extremely important. Imagine listening to music where every note is played at the exact same volume. It would sound strange. English works the same way. Some words are naturally stronger, others become softer. That's why English has a rhythm that textbooks can't fully show on the page. Now let's talk about something that surprises many learners. Native speakers don't speak perfectly. We interrupt ourselves, we change directions, we repeat words, we pause to think. We say things like, well, I mean, so. Those words don't always add information. Sometimes they're simply giving us time to think. Real conversations are messy. If you ever felt like your English wasn't perfect because you hesitated, welcome to the club. Native speakers hesitate too. Now, I want you to notice something. I'm going to read two conversations. The first one sounds like a textbook. Hello. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. How are you? I'm fine too. Perfect. Correct. But it doesn't sound like two friends talking. Not really. Now, listen to this. Hey, how's it going? Pretty good. Just got home from work. Oh yeah? Busy day? Very busy. I'm glad it's over. That's much closer to real English. Notice what changed. Shorter sentences, relaxed pronunciation, contractions, questions that keep the conversation moving. None of these things break the rules of English. They are English. They're simply the version people use every day. Now, let's practice together. I'm going to say the textbook version first, then the natural version. Repeat the natural version after me. What are you going to do? What you gonna do? Did you eat yet? Did you eat yet? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Excellent. Don't worry if it feels strange. Remember, you're not trying to sound different. You're training your ears to recognize what native speakers are already saying. Before we finish, I want to leave you with one important thought. Many learners become frustrated because they believe they should understand every word they hear. But that's not how communication works. Even native speakers occasionally miss words. We use context. We use body language. We use facial expressions. We predict what the other person is going to say. Understanding English isn't about catching every single sound. It's about understanding the message. So the next time you hear two native speakers talking, and it sounds much faster than your textbook, don't think, my English isn't good enough. Instead think, this is real English and my brain is learning to recognize it. That's a completely different mindset. And every conversation you listen to helps your brain recognize those patterns a little more quickly. That's how confidence grows. Conversation. So here's our conversation challenge. Before our next lesson, listen to a short English conversation in a movie, TV show, podcast, or YouTube video. Don't worry about understanding every word. Instead, listen for one place where the words blend together or sound different from what you've learned in a textbook. Write it down, replay it a few times, and see if you can recognize the individual words. Then come back and tell me in the comments what you discovered. Remember, confidence doesn't grow by watching videos. It grows one conversation at a time. Thank you for spending part of your day with me. Until next time, keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep growing your confidence, one conversation at a time. If you'd like to get more practice speaking English, contact me at EnglishTogetherHub.com and we can practice English together.